Hi, Ryan. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. And I'm really excited to get to know about your project. And maybe you could start with telling us how you came about this idea of law and making the blockchain simple for all and possibly, replacing Etherscan and all the other scans out there.
Yeah, of course, I'd love to. Thanks for having me, by the way. But yeah, to get into it, basically we were doing like a user interview process around the summer, like May, June, July. So we were interviewing a ton of users on Dune Analytics and Nansen. And what we realized was the one commonality that they all had was they would use these platforms like Dune and Nansen, but they would always use Etherscan or block explorers as like a central source of truth. And so I got into the space back in 2017. And whenever I went, I was like, I never really thought about Etherscan as like a potential idea. And we hopped on Etherscan and we're just looking around. And we thought it was pretty crazy how the average user today is very different than the average user in 2017. But like the core source of truth hasn't really changed at all. And so we started asking more like pointed questions about Etherscan and just understanding, blockchain data, and it became super clear that there was like a misconnect between what people were trying to do and find on explorers and like the ability to do so outside of like watching YouTube tutorials and then trying to do things. So that's whenever we realized that there was a massive opportunity to kind of create a new block explorer that was legible, and then use that to pull us into the future, which is kind of like the macro goal is on-chain search, right? But we have to meet people where they are today, and that's kind of like why we're building the first legible block explorer. So that's what Lore is. Lore is the first human readable block explorer. So we translate all Ethereum and EVM transaction data into simple English sentences, which I'll show you later in the interview. But that's like the kind of core of what we do. And we're building the first readable block explorer, and we're going to be like kind of piling a suite of things on top of that. So because we have such granularity in kind of like say the action words of what goes on chain. So for compound, for example, like words like reclaiming or claiming or these different action words, we're able to set really sophisticated notifications around kind of like the actions people are taking on chain. And that's kind of like how we're approaching that.
It's awesome because right now Etherscan and all the other scans, the problem is which I believe that you are trying to address is making it so is to simplify to make people, the users, to understand what is really going on. Because when you see Etherscan, it's just numbers and alphabets and all that. So it becomes
Yeah.
such a it's a process and it's really a huge learning curve, I would say, even for me.
Yeah.
And to get the information that you want, there's a few hoops that you got to jump through. So it's awesome that you are doing this. And tell us about also the grant that you got from Balaji. Okay, how many people are there in your team? And
Yeah. The team right now, super small. Total, there's five of us.
right, right,
Yeah, there's
right.
five or yeah, five, six of us. Sorry, six of us.
Okay, okay.
So the team's six right now. We have like raised venture funding. So we
Yeah.
have investors like Salt, Floodgate, Soma Capital, and Balaji Srinivasan, and like the former treasurer of AVAX, amongst others. And basically, yeah, it's just we think that like the problem that we're solving is pretty significant in this space. And
Mm.
whenever it comes to approaching the investors that we have on the cap table, it was more so selling the idea that we if Web3 is the future, which I think a lot of investors are taking bets on Web3 being the future, then this is a necessary piece of like infrastructure. Like the readability aspect is a necessary piece of this. So
Mm.
it's just like a natural play and a natural progression of kind of what will happen with on-chain data. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Tell us, how old are you? And and tell us, more about your project if you can. Yeah, and tell us
Yeah, absolutely.
how old is your team? How young is your team?
Yeah, I'm the oldest out of the founding team. I'm the oldest. I'm 23, and then
Okay,
Ruhu is
okay.
22, and Armand is 21. So a bunch of young guys. They're finishing up their
Yeah,
last semester at Yale, and I dropped out
yeah.
of uni. So we're just kind
Oh, you
of
dropped
chugging
out of
along.
uni. Okay, so you have that, Mark Zuckerberg type of
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
but it's impressive,
Yeah.
impressive. And how much did you raise? How much did you
I think
raise?
in total we've raised, this is the, we haven't announced it yet technically, but I think we at this point we've raised like maybe 1.8, 1.9 million.
23 years old, 22 years old, and 1.8, 1.9 million is impressive. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Thank you.
Ryan,
Yeah.
please show us, your magnum opus.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what I will show is not the block explorer itself, not
Right,
the what people will interact with, but I
right.
think it does a good job of showing kind of the translated data that we have to offer.
Yeah,
So this is kind of what we use to show people when interacting with our API.
right.
Let's
So I
see.
think I have given share screen rights already. Yeah,
Yep.
you
I'm
just
about to
try
share
it.
my
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So this is an example of, you know, the the decoded transactions, and I'll even
Right.
show
So
like
so this is what I see if I use LoreScan, right?
yeah. So if you use
Okay.
LoreScan, you'll see these types of transactions. Let me
Okay, so
show
this
you
is
here.
so this is Etherscan, right? So now Etherscan, I'm seeing like all numbers and the transaction, and you got to look and you got to like sieve your way, maneuver your way through the thing, like
Yep, 100%.
right?
And
So
and so
it's
th
yeah, yeah,
this
please
is
go
this
on.
this is a test that we do with people actually whenever we're showing people
Yeah,
the product. We'll say,
yeah,
this is the current standard for on-chain data, and we'll say, can you
right.
tell me what happened? Like, I'll
Mm-hmm,
ask, I'll say, hey, can you tell
mm-hmm.
me what happened here on this in this transaction? And they'll be like, well, there's the chain link token and the C link token, and they'll kind of hop around. And I'm like, okay, now say this is the same transaction. Can you tell me what happened
Okay,
here? And they say, well, that wallet reclaimed 69 Lincoln collateral for repaying
right, right.
3,461 C-Link of receipts to compound. It's like, okay, well, there it is. And so
So
providing,
easy.
yeah, so easy. So that's kind of the, like I said, this isn't the public, this isn't what people will interact with as we launch in like the coming like month or two.
Yeah.
But like this gives you a great idea of like the granularity that we offer, and like basically the simple English sentence. So we'll have this format. We'll have other formats for the data where we have a bunch of different filters, and I won't show this here, but I'll show you after the
Mm-hmm,
table
mm-hmm.
view and such. But we
Sure.
haven't shown many people that yet. But yeah,
Okay.
this is generally what we're building. The next thing that we're going to be building and launching with the Block Explorer is the notifications.
Mm-hmm,
So one thing that I'm really excited about is basically the idea of like there's right now like there's really good transaction notifications, but
mm-hmm,
there isn't read like for smart contracts. There's not very good read notifications. So like
mm-hmm,
think of things like if you want to be notified when USDT has depegged outside of like the 0.99 and 1.02
mm-hmm.
range on Ethereum mainnet, like we can offer those. You can get a ping or like notify me of whenever your daily yield from your GMX stake is up,
Mm-hmm.
or things like that. So we're offering
Mm-hmm.
like basically like I think we're gonna initially launch like 50 templates for notifications.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll send you the form, and if anybody
Mm-hmm.
watching this wants to be like a free forever user of like our notifications product, we're just
Wow.
we're looking for feedback right now and ideas around like what things you'd want to be notified of on chain.
Okay, so
So
so it will be notified on the blockchain, or how will I get the notification? Like,
however you want. So email, maybe
okay,
WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, whatever it may be. Yeah.
okay, okay.
So that's kind of the thing, because we think the one thing that Etherscan clearly did well, right, was become the core piece of it's the central source of truth, right? And so they
Yeah,
get like probably the most traffic in
yeah,
all of like crypto. They get all this
yeah,
traffic, but I don't think that what they've done a good job of is optimizing the traffic, right? Like there should be a suite of products that are built on top of a block explorer to
yeah,
complement the explorer, because you have read, you can read the block explorer, but what can
yeah,
you do with what you find on that block explorer and make it
yeah,
actionable? And that's really
yeah.
what we're solving for at Lore.
Right.
We're making it super easy to understand it, and then we're trying to build
Right.
that action layer on
Okay.
top.
Ryan, could you just go back to that to your law scan just now and
Yeah.
just explain to us a little bit more. So now if let's say I want to know what happened to this wallet, I can see,
Mm-hmm.
like, for example, if I look at this,
Let me show you a
right?
wallet page. Actually,
Yeah, yeah,
I'll show you a
yeah,
wallet page.
yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Okay. So this is what, because I was showing Compound there. And
Mm-hmm.
so this one will be a wallet. Here we go. Share our screen. Beautiful. So this is my co-founder's wallet. Not to
Okay.
dox him, but I now
Okay.
doxed him. And but these are like, these are different transactions that are
Okay.
taking
Okay.
place.
So let's look at what kind of transactions or what can I see here.
Mm-hmm.
That means whatever I do in my wallet, I can see on LoreScan in a
Yeah.
simplified
So
way. Yeah. So just show us a few things that that you have simplified. So at least the viewers have an idea about how easy and how useful this is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So right now we've decoded, I want to say like about 80% of the major contracts on Ethereum. And
Okay.
we'll be moving to Polygon next. But some
Okay.
examples are, we
Yes.
have Bruhu's swapped
Right.
$61 worth of this
Right.
for, ETH on this
ETH.
contract. We
Right.
have him swapping ETH for Matic. We have him instructing this contract to send this $150 of index to Bruhu.eth. We have
Right.
him sending USDC to Bruhu.eth through Center. What else? We have all kinds of stuff. He airdropped one Apex Legends Mint Pass Genesis to Bruhu.eth. So he was minting something or airdropping
So
something.
wow, awesome. This is awesome because I can know what people are doing with their airdrops, what they're doing with their NFTs. Can I will know,
Yeah,
right?
so
With their
we're going to be
NFTs.
launching. Yeah, we're going to be launching an entire thing for NFTs
Whoa.
specifically. So it'll be
Whoa.
really
Whoa.
cool.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and so we have this for
Is
Stargate. So
this but this is free to use?
100% free to use. Yep.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So
Great.
anyone can
Hmm.
come on here whenever we launch in the coming months. Anyone will be able to come on and throw their wallet in and follow wallets and see all of these types of things and get notifications. And I know one of the things that you were interested in was like the community aspect, right?
Yes, the community
And
aspect.
how the community can get involved. So there's a
Yes,
few
yes,
things.
yes.
Right now, we're not really focused on a token. To be
Mm-hmm.
completely honest, that's not a
Mm-hmm.
priority. But I think
Mm-hmm.
one way that we could implement a token in the future, and one thing that we're
Mm-hmm.
going to have from the start, from the start, is basically this isn't going to show on like the public facing Explorer, but there will be
Mm-hmm.
buttons on the side here. And so the
Okay.
one button will be basically we don't want to be prescriptive. So if you are like, transacting something, right? And you're like, and
Mm-hmm.
you want to see the format differently, you can edit it
Mm-hmm.
for yourself. So you personally can see a different translation that fits like kind of the way you understand it. And the other thing is if you think that we're translating something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
you can like click basically like error or whatever
Mm-hmm.
that button may be called, and you
Mm-hmm.
can basically say to us, hey, I think the structure of this translation should be this way. And so
Mm-hmm.
one potential way of offering tokens in the future is whenever you're like basically saying like, oh, this is how I think the translation should be, like we could reward you in tokens if it's implemented. So I think that'd be a really cool way to kind of get the community
Mm-hmm.
involved. And yeah, that's just generally the premise of kind of what we're going for.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, what are your partnerships that you have till date? If it's okay for you to reveal some, I mean, if it's not, then it's fine. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So right now, in terms of partnerships, we have partnerships with different accounting firms. So
Right.
using our legible data to kind of understand what's going on in their
Mm-hmm.
clients' wallets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Law firms. We have partnerships with different wallets and wallet SDKs. I
Mm-hmm.
can't name them right now, but
Okay.
whenever you're in their wallet or
Mm-hmm.
transacting with their wallet, instead of
Mm-hmm.
seeing what may be just like multi-call and then some amount, like you'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
see like this beautiful translated view of like kind of
Mm-hmm.
what's going on chain. And then outside of that, I think the partnerships mostly consist of just the large players in the space. So think Polygon, Arbitrum, and working with them to basically build this legible standard for data out for their ecosystems.
Okay. So eventually you will be cross chain. I mean, it will be across different chains, and you will be right. LoreScan for
Yep.
Arbitrum, LoreScan for Polygon, and AVAX and all that.
Exactly. Except it'll all be under one chain, or it'll all be under one hood. So instead of going
Right.
on like a Polygon scan and
Mm-hmm.
Etherscan and Arbitrum scan,
Mm-hmm.
it'll all be under Lore as like a one web application that you can go on to explore all chains. Because I
Okay.
think the one thing we are bullish on is just like a multi-chain world. I don't think there'll be
Okay.
one chain.
Okay. So are you planning for a revenue model? Any?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say the revenue model right now, we're mostly focused on is like the API. The API is like a main one, and outside of the API, I think we're playing with different ideas like like a kind of like a prosumer model of the notifications product. So
Mm-hmm.
like we're also speaking with different funds about and when I say funds, I'm talking specifically like trading funds, so people that are trading like a ton of cryptocurrency and DeFi, etc.
Mm-hmm.
About
Mm-hmm.
basically offering some features on top of our block explorer and selling it as like a Bloomberg terminal-esque type thing for traders. So that's another potential option. We're still pretty open about like the monetization model, but I would say but those are the primary things right now. Yeah.
Awesome. 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 So, so you are I mean, at this point of time, there is no plans for a token sale, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No.
when are you guys going to be like ready, like mainnet, like your when are you going to roll out your products? Do you have a timeline or roadmap? If you have a roadmap, you can share with us. Like, what's your
Yeah.
plan? Yeah.
So Lore will be available to the public. So right now, we're going to be actually launching like a beta for like our early beta users. If you want to be on that, you can if you go on lore.so and sign up with your email, then you'll be on the list of like initial people that can try it, and that'll be in the next 30 days. And then outside of that,
Mm-hmm.
I would say like outside of beta, we'll probably do like a formal public launch end of Q1.
End of Q1. Okay. So that's
Yeah.
the target.
And
That's the target. Okay. So you were
yeah.
saying earlier, like, like if the community wants to get sign up for the notifications thing, right, they
Mhm.
can do that. Yeah. So is that a form or do they go to your website and do that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a form, and I'll send you the link if you want to include it in the description of this video.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'll add like a little thing if they whoever comes from this, can have free for life notifications, no matter how many
Awesome.
things we add. And yeah, so the notifications piece, that is a completely separate form. It's just kind
Mm-hmm.
of like something that we're testing, and we think that for like surprisingly like notifications for like on-chain information has yet to be done correctly. And like there's
Mm-hmm.
like like I know Nansen often offers notifications. There's like a lot of people that offer like transaction type of
Mm-hmm.
notifications, but nobody's offering the type of notifications we're doing right now. So that's really
Right.
exciting.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And last thing I wanted to ask you is, you have been in the crypto space for some time. What's your
Mhm.
market outlook? Where are we heading, and can we see a return of the bull market again? Since you're at the pulse of the crypto, space.
Yeah, the mistake I made last crypto bull run, like 2017,
Right.
2018, was buying at the peak. That's that's unfortunate. But no, the I would say just generally I'm really bullish on app chains and just the enterprise adoption
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
of app chains. I think that's going to be really big. I think we're going to see like a huge business shift into crypto, and I think we've already seen that to some extent. It's been pretty quiet. But if you follow like whale watcher accounts, you're seeing businesses and banks move into the space and talking in a positive manner. Whenever things were allowed and NFTs were being sold for like millions of dollars regularly,
mm-hmm,
they're all like, oh no, but I think they're all kind of like watching and they're waiting. And I think right now you'll see a lot of enterprise adoption outside of that, especially like I think eBay launched like an NFT marketplace through Polygon. So like in terms of like digital goods, especially in digital rights, I think we'll see a lot of adoption over the next 2 years at like the enterprise level. Outside of that, I think a lot of I think this is like a pretty common kind of outlook, but I think a lot of NFTs will kind of fail and flutter into nothing, similar to like the ICO bull run in like 2018. But I do think there will be a few that will stay the course and skyrocket in value during the next bull run as well. Just kind of like the other tokens. Like I forget, I think there's a token on Solana today, like a little a token called like Bonk or something that went up like 400%.
Oh, yeah, boom. Yeah, yeah,
So like
yeah,
little like altcoins like that might skyrocket.
yeah,
But I think generally like
yes.
we'll just see Etherscan or not Etherscan, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polygon, Arbitrum, those guys kind of lead the way forward. And then, you know, a new standard for block exploration, which is Lore.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, Ryan, thanks a lot. I mean, that's all I have. That's all questions. I think you answered them awesome. I mean, very excited and would really love to be a part of your journey. So I'll be keeping tabs on this because eventually, if you have a token, things like MetaMask, dude. I mean, even if MetaMask wants to drop a token, I think eventually I don't know, but hopefully you will,
Yeah,
and you will remember us, right? The digital capitalist community.
of course, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, you never
yeah,
know. You never know.
yeah,
You
yeah,
never know
yeah.
what we might do. So no,
Right.
I really
So,
appreciate it.
yeah. So thank you for coming and, taking your time, and explaining to us about this. Really excited for a product like this to make life easier for everyone, right?
Mhm.
Rather than, going through so complicated, reading complicated stuff, you're making it easy for us crypto aficionados, right? To understand what's going on with our transactions. Yeah.
Exactly.
So Ryan,
Exactly.
thank you for coming in. Whenever you want to come to the channel, for any announcements and all that, always welcome, right? Always open, right?
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much. And
much.
if anybody
Yeah.
has if anybody wants to like reach out or anything,
Yes. How
we'll
do we
include the
reach out
links.
to you? Yeah.
But yeah, either Twitter, it's just my
Right.
name, Ryan Meyer, or my email is ryan@shuttlelabs.xyz. So
Right. Right. Sure, Ryan. Thanks a lot, and I'll catch up with you soon.
thank you.